Let's also look at Wales and Bale and his impact on that team. What's your experiences of him? And we've talked about him a few times.
Well, we both played in that breakthrough season of his, like where he was just off the scale. Like he was a left back and he was a little bit of lack of confidence, and then
Lack of
obviously
confidence.
watched him.
Weren't really going to play. Benoit Scotty went to the African Nations, didn't he? Gareth there, Gareth play him. And then he started getting the ball, kicking it past people and just running.
It's like a
But I'm
party
talking
trick,
about
wasn't
like, just literally just knocking it past people and running, and you're like, wow, I've never seen anything like this before. Like, I've never seen anything like that before. Like, no skills, just like, and then you think, like the modern day game, even back then, you think, to do that to top centre halves where everyone's fitting quick, like, do you know what I mean? Everyone's athletes. But you're doing that, you're doing this to Premier League defenders and in the Champions League where you're just knocking it past people and you're just running past them. It's like, it's unbelievable.
Did he always have that pace and that power, or was that something that season it
He always
clicked?
had it, didn't he? Because remember at Southampton, I remember around about the time, there was a lot of noise about him, like scoring free kicks in a champ, and then, but I think when he obviously a big move to Tottenham, a young boy, and then obviously like confidence, weren't playing. But then it was just, when you look now, you think all he needed was just that chance, someone just to just give him a run of games, get him up to speed and stuff like that, and then mate, it was just unbelievable.
it? It looks like he's just totally focused on Wales, essentially.
For the last...
Obviously, how is your golf game, by the way? Do you
I haven't played for a while.
Yeah.
I'm
Do you
not
ever
bad.
play with Crouchy?
No,
You play golf now?
Remember England, a couple of times I play, and then lads would just get pissed off. And like Michael, I remember I played with JJ and Michael, and then I was just like messing about.
But I get the impression you've got to be fucking good at golf to play like with decent
tough.
players. Like,
The more you play, you got to play all the time. Golf, you have to keep playing. Remember Coley, Joey Cole got lessons.
Oh, I love it. No, I like
I thought I was better than Coley though, and he was getting lessons. Sorry, Joey, man. Coley was getting lessons, right? And I remember his head used to go. That's what like that. Because if you're getting lessons, you're telling people,
yeah,
you have to
you're
be on
right.
it. So if you start shanking balls,
Yeah.
the lads like that.
And then they start blaming too much
He's getting
technique.
He's getting his
don't they?
drivers out and then he's and you can see because the lads know he's getting lessons and he's getting frustrated and stuff like that. And I'm like, Coley, what? I'm not getting lessons. And I'm just like, mate, it was funny in that. But then with me, I'd hit a couple good balls. I'm like, oh, I can play. And then shank a couple and that's it. My head's gone now.
It's a tough sport. When
It's
you're good
tough.
at something as well, you think, I'll be good at that. Then you're not. It's so frustrating.
And it's hard to,
It's so
competitive, isn't
frustrating.
it?
Have you ran the viewfinder vape idea past Gareth Bale?
He's not a vapor. He doesn't even drink. He doesn't have a beer.
But you don't
So
think he'd be
I don't think he'd be
interested in,
vaping. I think he'd be on board for the range finding aspect.
That's what I meant, the rangefinder. That's the one I meant.
Not the vape aspect. I know this is going to go massive. You know it's going to go. It's a great idea. I saw his transition from sort of boy to man, and I watched him go from a left back struggling to get in the team, potentially going to Nottingham Forest, to then become one of the world's greatest players. And
You know that pace he had and that sort of extra gear that he could get into, and obviously famously like going around the outside the way he did. Was there a moment on the training ground that you saw that and just suddenly something came together? Because you were seeing him every day.
Yeah, there was.
We saw this progress a lot more gradual than you would have. But
Yeah,
was
there
there
was
a moment? Or?
There was a couple of things, like Chris. There was like in training, like he was the best player in training every day, and it was like weird. Like, and he'd come to games and he'd be a bit nervy, and he was playing left back. And I always say about it's like playing Cristiano Ronaldo right back. It's like he had no real defensive qualities. But then as soon as he got moved further forward, that was the change, and the confidence grew, and he's quite shy as a lad, you know. So just when his confidence grew, then he came out, and then the real Gareth could come out. And then obviously watching him destroy Maicon home and away, he scored a hat-trick in the San Siro, and then he went back to White Hart Lane and absolutely destroyed one of the best right-backs that we've ever seen. And and then it just kept going. From then on, it just kept every single week you'd see a new improvement. It was like, right, give Gareth the ball and just let him do his thing. And watching it sort of happen. And then even after I left, he went from like that left wing position to like a free role, like in behind the front. Like a false nine kind of, and he went from that to like 20, 25 goals and just smashing it. And then obviously he's moved to Real Madrid, and then the rest is history. But it was nice to be a part of that journey. And he's, even now, I mean, he's still the same guy. And he gets a lot of stick because he's not in the press, or he's not, he doesn't stick up for himself much in the press, but he's just a nice lad. He's not, I think he's had a lot of sort of grief from Real Madrid fans, and you know, when he thought he sort of cared about Wales more than Real Madrid. But if anyone won the amount of things he's won at Real Madrid, you know, he deserves to be respected. And not only
great
that,
golfing partner for you as well.
Yes,
let's be
that's
real.
another-
Like,
that's
we
another
need to
point.
consider this as part of the squad. There's a good social element to this.
but again, you know, if I've got I could have nights out with Lee Hendry and Prozinecki and Didier Mann, or I could go for a game of golf with Gareth Bale. I mean, there's lots to do here.